Joe Pasillo and Joe Rossinello. And once more, let us go into the breach. Joe, I'm going to say it for the 50,000th time. Okay. Until I'm blue in the face, the vein pops out of my head. I refuse to vote for Nikki Haley. I refuse also to vote for Mike Pence. I refuse to vote for this woman. She better not get the nomination, okay? Because there's going to be a revolt in the Republican Party. And I'm going to show you why rather than tell you why. Listen to her, and then I want to come back. I really need your comments. I need your help with this.
This is bigger than Ukraine. This is a war about freedom, and it's one we have to win. You look at those Ukrainians and what they do when Russia invaded their freedoms. They moved in there, went to the front lines, and fought for their country. The women said, we're not going to stay back. They made Molotov cocktails to defend their country. Everybody gave them 5 days to survive. But yet their passion and their will pushed them forward. What we have to understand is a win for Ukraine is a win for all of us, because tyrants tell us exactly what they're going to do. What we heard, China said they were going to take Hong Kong. They did it. Russia said they were going to invade Ukraine. We watched that happen. China says Taiwan's next. We better believe them. Russia said Poland and the Baltics are next. If that happens, we're looking at a world war. This is about preventing war.
No, it's not about preventing war, Joe. She's a hawk. Okay, she's a war hawk is what she is. And she wants us to send troops. She wants us to go to open war with Russia. This is not in our interest. And by the way, this is not China taking over Hong Kong or taking over Taiwan. That is a different geopolitical issue than Russia invading Ukraine. Russia's not invading Poland. Russia's not invading the Balkans, okay? Russia did invade Ukraine, and I'm not defending them. This is not our war. Humanitarian aid, no problem. Dropping food in there and making sure that that food gets to people who need it, no problem. American troops on the ground, absolutely not. She will bring us to war. Her, Lindsey Graham, and the rest of the warmongering wing of the Republican Party, along with the warmongering wing of the Democrat Party. Joe, I'm an America firster, okay? And if it's not in our interest, we're not going to war. I do not see going to war with Russia as being in our interest. Please help me.
Well, the Republican Party is part of the war machine, the Halliburtons, they make money. That's a fact. So let me first put that there. And she is an establishment Republican, and that's sort of what we've done for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this is not, she's making this out to be very cut and dry, and I don't think it is.
I agree. I agree
There's
with
a
you.
lot of this issue is not cut and dry. And it's not also being broadcast in that fashion. They should present all sides to this. This is a complex situation. You're dealing with a country that has nuclear capabilities. They've already threatened to use them. We're backing Putin into a corner. He can't lose the war. You see, what they're not saying is Putin can't lose the war because he'll be killed by his own people. So, and he has access to nuclear weapons. So this is not as cut and dry as people are making it out to be. And that's being, if you ask me, disingenuous by the press. With that said, Russia had no right to do what they did. This should have happened 7 years ago when they took Crimea. I do not think they have a right to do what they did. Again, it's a complex situation. You don't have a right to go into a country. Period. End of story. And it is a complex geopolitical situation. It's like a lot of things. People are taking sides and they're not weighing it all. And I have a problem with the press because they're not weighing all sides. They've already made their sell to the people. And frankly, a lot of people have opinions and they're not fully educated opinions because of the mainstream media.
Well, if a lot of people, Joe, were fully educated on this issue, again, taking into consideration those things that you mentioned, okay, realistic things that are real threats, okay. But I think if everybody heard the big picture on this, they would say, hell no. Again, humanitarian aid. Get everybody involved. Get the UN involved. Get NATO involved, but not strictly Americans, okay, that are going to have to go over there and shed our blood in a useless war, okay? There's different ways of pushing back against Putin. There's different ways of doing it. This is not the way. And people like Nikki Haley and Lindsey Graham and people like them are going to demand that America put troops on the ground. I say absolutely not. Thank you for joining us here at the Front Line with Joe and Joe. Stick around for more great content.